We communicate who we are through clothing. It is fundamentally a part of what we wish to communicate about ourselves.
We used to have a system, a fashion system. That has absolutely nothing
There's
to
two
do.
things. I would say one I've done well, and one I've struggled with. The one I've done well is you have to find someone to do it with. I can't tell you the amount of people I talk to who they have everything together in the equation except for they haven't found a partner. And I will advocate for the rest of my life. There's very few things that we should ever do alone. And I think there's too much of an emphasis on the individual and that lone leader myth. And so, yeah, I would say the best thing about Untold has been Michael and I's relationship. And since day one, that has been the thing that has been centering, that has been, because you have someone else to ride the ups and downs, and I think I would have quit otherwise. I think there would have been too many down days that if I was just in here alone, if it was just on me, I wouldn't have been able to hold that. And the second part is, I would say Michael and I have done our best work when we have listened to that thing where you just know that's what you should be doing. You know, that brave voice inside of you, that voice that suggests something that's typically right. We've gotten off track when we've listened to that other voice, which is fear. And I think there's been those moments where you run out of money, you come up, you're in a real world and you're coming up against real things. And that voice of fear just distracts you. And it has had moments where it's had us, consider other things or take on other things that just looking back, I can say the things that were true to who we are, the things that were true to what we want to be doing have worked time and time again. And the other things, like, they just aren't. Like, so find a way, whatever you're doing, to stay focused on actually the work you want to be doing. Find a way to be brave enough to believe in yourself enough to know that that thing you actually set out to do, maybe that thing you knew you wanted to do in school, or that when you were younger, like, that typically is right. And it typically is the fear part that kind of distracts from that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would say stop waiting for like the perfect moment or the perfect idea. I think if you're wanting to start a business, you're wanting to start something, you need to have this like fully formed perfect idea on the table, and whether that's like a film or something, and not to like jump into production, but the idea that like but there is something of like, don't be afraid to like try something, and like if you hit a wall, then like you're at least one step further than you were before and you were talking about. And I think from like, even from like a filmmaking standpoint specifically, is like, go out and like start making things, and like even if no one sees it and it's just your family, like you're one step further and you've learned something from that process. And so I think we all want to believe like there's this amazing project or business or whatever idea that we have, and like it just has to, the right moment has to happen. And the truth is that like that right moment might happen eventually, but like there's going to be all these moments of like failure and success that lead up to that. And so I think the stop trying to like hide that journey and that process, and like accept that as you move forward. And I think that I think to filmmakers and to anyone, that's like an encouraging thing to get out there and do something.